Hey Leo. So how are you today? Tomorrow is a big day. There's only 2 episodes left, and then that's it. We get to ride into our sunset. Are you excited for Matt Damon? So I got a funny thing that happened. So a while back we found some snakes, and I captured them, and the jar, I couldn't find something to seal them, so I put duct tape, and it was just hilarious because I was doing some little Goodwill hunting and like in the background trying to see what that is. I didn't know you did the rain, man. I just watched that not too long ago. I was like, that made me like, was an emotional movie that was really moving. Maybe you can be my rain man. We got an M, maybe. Yeah, I don't know where the video went. I need to find it, but it was the neighbors have a dog, and we were like, what is symbolism? And they're very protective, and all kinds of things. And there were some chickens walking around, and it was protecting them. And it was saying either 2 things. I gotta find it so I can turn the volume up. I think it was saying Aflac or APEP. I can't tell. And I was like, what do you? Oh, insurance. Well, life insurance, right? Oh wow. As we speak of now, these Egyptian deities and gods and goddesses, there is a lot of hieroglyphs with depicted with a beak. I know. Now, like we're talking not just tiny beaks, but I guess all kind. Oh wow. You see this? Is that our friend? We found these snakes, right? You know, I put the duct tape on it, and these things started to do some amazing. I don't know. We had them for like a week, and yesterday we were gonna try to draw and do our Bob Rawson, which we might do a little bit later, but it just didn't work. I was like, we'll do this another time. Like, setting up is harder than actually doing it. Getting the camera. Anyway, so I brought him out because we're talking about APEP and Apophis and aim it. And now it's like I have a new potential proposal is these serpents, you know, like superheroes and they fly in. Isn't that pretty insane? Well, anyways, back to the snakes. They were doing, well, I don't know if y'all remember me talking about all the gold nanoparticles in these quartz rocks that we were doing experiments on too. And I was looking for something to put them in. And you know how we said we're harvesting the gold? So it's like, I don't know, gold people, like when they're looking for a vein of gold. And we found a vein. Well, we take those veins and we make them bleed instead of just like doing it a different way. So maybe you could continuously get. Anyways, that's a whole nother day. So, anyways, I was like, oh, here's something really fast because there's snakes, right? And I put them in, and they even had shed their skin. And I was like, oh, this would be great. Gold encrusted, right? Well, because the irony is these things are, I guess it says APEP is creation. Is that a smoking gun? Apophis, Atlas, that is all the same. And it says that it is not a flaw. It is by design. I know this, and why would somebody make up like all of this stuff? They call it an artifact, right? I don't know until like the English language was incepted is when we started to create story. And then doing it would probably be very difficult. Anyways, so back to Noah Kane, I listen to your music. That's legit. It's like Noah's Ark, maybe. It's like, okay, well, you know how they're like, well, what if this year was supposed to rain for 40 days and 40 nights? But did something intervene that, right? I'm just kidding. But what if something has been? Because it started just talking about willpower and stuff. I was like, what's up, Will? And it says, what is it? What is it? Power, right? That's deep. Anyways. Still waiting for any kind of call my poker hand. That looks like Gemini to me. I would love to talk to some Egyptologists because they say, like, looking at all of their artifacts, which I'm sure they're like, we don't even know where these artifacts are, so they're like, no way, you can't come over here because you might see our artifacts. Well, I wonder if they would allow me what if, who is the #1 hieroglyphic decode or decipher? Who is the decider or decipher of what is a solution? Because apparently we don't think about these other solutions that I have. Maybe that would give us a little bit of credit to get the respect, right? Maybe. I hope so. Because stuff is happening. Whenever it said something to, like one of these things I deciphered, it said to dance with chaos. This is the serpent of chaos. And whenever they fair use, it's like, you know, it breaks our heart. And you don't think this thing understands that? So anyway, is that not crazy that these snakes come to us, right? And then they start to do a dance. And we get to film it. Me and Beck are watching it. We're like, what is going on here? And they start to cuddle and all kinds of stuff. I gotta find the video. It was just frustrating because we were gonna do our doodle and have them in the background. But the camera kept falling off its little stand. Like literally, like we finally got it and it's like, all right, because the easy part is once it starts. And it somehow started to record on its own, which is pretty annoying whenever it stops to record on its own and I'm like 30 minutes talking. But other than that, I was like, okay, well then, are y'all ready? Yes, record. And then the thing falls down and it's just like, okay, I'll just let it sit here. It's just recording the dang light above it. Anyways, today is a different day and you get to see our new friends. Now, the funny thing is they say that a snake is the thing that is like equivalent to something bad, like, you know, Adam and Eve. And I was like, well, see, that is kind of helping my little hypothesis about how here we are with this serpent. I don't know exactly about that story, but what if there was something and it was like those people that was like this stuff and these hieroglyphs were done 3,000 to 4,000 even longer before even all of the stuff that's written in that Bible. So what if those people were like think about trying to keep a story from family to family for thousands of years, and it probably changed a little bit, but regardless, all I know, and I'm keeping to this, is whenever it said, yeah, its name in like the root name is Apep, not Apophis. Now 2000s, early 2000s, they found something called, and they called it Apophis. It's a thing flying around. Well, why does it do things different now? I don't know, maybe it's a smoking gun. Because it said it's not from our Milky Way. See, the darkness is winning again. Darn. It's a game. It's a dance with chaos. Alright. The ultimate void and darkness. All kinds of stuff. See? Dear Prudence, didn't you come out to play? Hey. Maybe, we can do a little Noah Kane preview. This may not look like you're like, oh, that sucks. Well, it's like, well, actually, right now we're going through some kind of a transition, which is very technically advanced. It's like, never mind, I'm gonna go hide again. But whenever I say quantum entanglemental mechanics, and it's like, how are you gonna explain this one? It's like, you know what? This is literally controlled chaos, and I'm not kidding. By a thing flying around in the sky is controlling all the chaos. So they say this is I think what they really call it is. Anyways, this is the goddess of magic. So all these things are aligned. So it's like things that are breaking the laws of physics are like, let's break some laws if everybody else is breaking the law too against us. So I don't know, maybe it's proving something, or whenever we were kids they're like, hurry up, you know, this ought to give you a pep in your step. Well, let's see what happens. All right, bye.